The topic is the national branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and we're talking to the president of the NAACP and the pastor of Hobson United Methodist Church, Reverend Vernon Dixon. And of course, Reverend Dixon, before we end the show for today, let's give you an opportunity to talk about your membership and to say something about perhaps the upcoming political elections. I know that the NAACP is nonpartisan and all of that, but the NAACP also plays a very, very significant role in at least helping to get people out to vote. So let's talk about it from that perspective.
Yes, Dr. Haney, we are a nonpartisan as far as identifying with political parties. But I would venture to say that there's not an organization in this community that has registered more voters than the NAACP. And it is one of the initiatives that is an ongoing initiative for us in getting people to come by, to getting people registered to vote. We periodically throughout the year go out to various areas and to churches and to shopping centers to register people, but I also want people to know that if they're looking for a place and they don't want to go down to the Howard School building, that they can come by our offices. Our office is at 1308 Jefferson Street. There are always applications there for them to vote. Two things when people walk through the door. We ask them if they're registered to vote, and we ask them if they're members of the organization. Let me take this time also just to kind of let you know what our membership, we have various levels of life membership. The life membership is $750. A person can pay that at one time, or they can pay it over a 10-year period of time in installments of $75. Just a regular annual membership is $30 a year, and we also have youth memberships, which are $10, which include the magazine, The Crisis. They can drop by the office, they can call the office, or they can even go online at naacp.org to get a membership application to be able to join. As we move in this coming year and looking at some of the things, particularly around the political, we've got to focus some areas around disenfranchisement. We have a large number of African-American, particularly African-American males, who, because of an arrest record, have lost their rights to vote. We've got to find ways to get those individuals back in, because we can make a tremendous impact in the next election. And it is critical. We know from the last election the impact that minority votes had upon that. And so we will be using this coming year to continue those registrations and to continue to get out information. We think it's important for people to, in order to make the right decision, to have the right information. And so we do have a political action committee that will be working over the next year to try to get the information out as it relates to voting.
You know, Reverend, one of the things in dealing with elections and voting is that so many of our young people, and of course not only our young people, but so many people believe that their participation in the voting process is not important. Speak to that and tell them how very, very important it is that they participate.
It's very important, and it's not only important for them to look at it from a national level, but even on a local level. We just finished with an election, and when you look at the kinds of block voting that other organizations and other groups do, that if we use that same kind of leverage, we could have a tremendous impact to make sure that we can have leadership that is responsive to the needs and the concerns in the community. When allocation of dollars start taking place, they base those allocations on where people vote and how it is. So we think that that's very important. And we think it is because of the work of the NAACP, that particularly in Nashville, that we have the kind of diversity on the council that we currently have, that we have representation that continues to be responsive to our needs, and that's because we do go out and vote. So it's very important for us to be involved.
And so the NAACP in Nashville has always been concerned with the suffrage, and you believe that it's played a very, very crucial role in terms of having us and where we are today in terms of equality and whatnot.
Very important, because the NAACP still is one of the main organizations that when anybody is looking for running for office, they come to make sure that they get the information. And what we've done, though, is to say that while it's important that they come to us, it's important for us to go to those places where people might not be interested, to get them interested in going out and voting. If you look at the last election, particularly the last presidential election, the efforts of the NAACP did a great job in bringing people out and getting them out to vote. So not only do we register people, but we work very hard in getting them out, not because we're trying to get them out for any particular candidate, but because we believe that it's important for them to go in, because when you look at the struggles of our people, many of those things that we've been able to overcome have been because we have used our ballot more so than the bullet.
Okay, very good. And so the vote is much more important than just one individual casting the vote, because when that one individual vote is cast, it means that it joins other votes of similar-minded votes. And
it not only does it join other people, but even in the individual, I know every time I go in that voting booth, I remember that there were people who lost their lives to give me that give me the opportunity to be able to go and vote. And I owe it to them to go out and to vote. And that's what we try to encourage in our young people. You know, many of our young people are experiencing a lot of comforts in life today where people have given up their lives, and where particularly the time and the effort and the energy of the NAACP has made that a way. And that's a way, I think, of being able to provide a tribute to what others have done and what this great organization has been able to provide for people.
And so you've got an education committee that attempts to reach out and at least prepare young people and others about what the NAACP is all about.
Well, we do that through our youth works and through our college campuses. The education around issues around voting is done with our political action committee. Our education focuses on education issues, but it is our political action that helps to make them aware of the issues that they need to be concerned about.
You mentioned your ACT-SO program, and I think you're talking about the revitalization of that program as well as campus activities on two camps. Talk about that. Because
our ACT-SO program is where young people compete for scholarship dollars in areas around drama, essays, technical issues, and each year at the national convention, kids go and compete. Reverend Harold Love heads up our current ACT-SO. And we're looking forward next year going in. The last couple of weeks I've been talking to some companies in the community trying to get some support so that we might be able to carry a quality team. But it also gives them an opportunity, regardless of whether they compete on the national, it's about a discipline. It's about us saying that we're supportive of them, we're encouraging them, we bring them together to let them know that they compete in the highest levels in the academic arena, as well as any other of the arenas that we normally hold our kids as being competitive in.
And so over the last minute and a half that we have here, you think that the NAACP is ready for a revival here in Nashville, and you're ready to lead the way toward that revival? Is that
I think we're ready for a revival because we need a revival, because the conditions between the haves and the have-nots are getting wider. Some of the gains that we've had in the past, we're beginning to slip away. And so it's an important time for people in this community to get behind the NAACP, to come together, for it is a place where we come, we talk about the issues, we inform, we educate each other, and then we go back out to make a difference. So I want to encourage all of your listeners, if they're not a part of the NAACP, to come by our office at 1308, get involved with one of the committees, help us make Nashville the kind of place where all Nashvillians are respected and the civil rights of all of those are honored.
Okay, and of course the next meeting, your next meeting will be
we have our executive committee meets every second Tuesday, and our general membership meets on the fourth Tuesday at 6 o'clock. For the rest of this year, we will be meeting at Corinthian Baptist Church. It's on the corner of 33rd and Batavia.
Very good. And of course, Reverend Vernon, let me thank you for bringing that information by to us, Reverend Dixon, and encourage, because you know we're running out of time here, but we're encouraged by everything that you've said in reference to the organization, and I think that more people will support that organization.
Thank you for this opportunity.
And of course, let me thank our audience for tuning in with us, and let us encourage them to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.